So we have something called the remainder theorem. And it states, if you have a polynomial, now I can write a polynomial in the form of a function. So I can call this polynomial something like p of x. So if I have a polynomial with the variable x, and this polynomial is divided by a linear factor. Yes, I will try to write a little bit bigger. Does that help too? I zoomed in a little bit. So if I have a polynomial p of x is divided by a linear factor is what we were talking about earlier. That's a factor of the form x minus k. Then the remainder will be, and this is always the case, and this is really cool, the remainder will be p of, and then you plug in that k here. So some questions might ask you, well, what's the remainder if you divide this polynomial by this? We don't actually have to do the division. All you have to do is plug in the k into the polynomial. Let's look at an example. So let's consider the polynomial p of x is a negative x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. What is the remainder if I divide this polynomial by the linear factor, let's say x minus 4? So if I take this polynomial and I divide by x minus 4. Now we just learned two ways to divide. We can do long division or we can do synthetic division. You could do those, but what the power of this theorem is telling you is that you don't have to do those. The theorem is telling you that the remainder, if you take a polynomial and you divide it by a factor of this linear form, the remainder will always be, you just plug in this k value into your polynomial. So the remainder will be, I'm going to evaluate will be p of 4. So I look at my form x minus a k. So my k here is what? Yeah, you want to match up your signs, okay? So you've got an x and an x, then you match up the minus and the minus. So those match up, so you don't think about those. So then what matches up with the k? Just the positive 4. So that's why I'm going to plug in a positive 4 here. So p of 4 is, that just means I'm going to do what with this 4? Plug it into what? Yeah, so all that, remember this is functional notation. It just means I'm going to plug wherever an x is, I'm going to plug a 4 in there. So p of 4 is going to be negative, and now this is going to be 4 cubed plus 2 times a 4 squared minus 3 times a 4 plus a 5. So 4 cubed is what? Is it 64? Yeah, so it'll be negative 64. This is 4 squared is 16. Oh, thank you. 4 squared is 16 times 2. That's going to be a positive 32. Minus 3 times 4 is a minus 12, and then a plus 5. If you add all that up, this will be negative 32 minus 7. Is it a negative 39? Is that right? Or did I make a mistake? That is correct. You guys didn't verify me? Oh, I got a thumbs up. Okay, that's cool. I had to put the thumbs up on video, man.